2, Saturday. We've got half the crew up and out already, it looks like. Nick here is getting ready to embark upon his great wild hunt for the beast.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Gregory's got fire and coffee all ready.
And applesauce.
And we're making applesauce from the wild crab apples over there. See how that goes for breakfast. And then,
Elijah's been up all night tending fire.
I have seen Elijah over there. Where's he at? I don't know if we can see him yet. I don't want to turn the white lights on yet and ruin everybody's night vision as they stumble off into the woods. But he's been up pretty much most of the night poking the fire.
Yes, he did.
So there's that. But it's going to be another awesome day. Hit me. Hit me one time.
This is how I get my liquid.
That's right. That's how you stay hydrated. We've talked about that before, right? The argument, teas and coffee are the diuretics.
Yeah.
So don't drink them to get hydrated, You're still getting water from them. You're not peeing out more than you're...
If it didn't work, I'd be dead.
Yeah. Exactly, right?
4 coffees.
Right.
And then I have like 4 coffees between work, when I get to work at noon. And then I have a whiskey when I get home. So I don't know where the water goes.
I get really thirsty when I get home. Someone said that they just couldn't drink water. And that was how the conversation started. Like they hate drinking water. And I was like, that's really weird. And I was like, you could drink tea, Do you like tea? And they're like, yeah, I can drink tea. And then she was like, no, you can't drink that because you'll just get more dehydrated. And I was like, I didn't argue with her at the time, but I was like, that makes zero sense. Like there's no. Is it as good of a hydrator as just water? No. But if you were dying in the middle of the desert, like you're gonna die if you don't drink this tea.
A gallon of sweet tea, right?
Yeah.
Are you gonna
drink it or not? Yeah.
Listen, I think the body is. We've come up with all these theories, but those theories are all about optimizing, right?
Right.
Basically, you put any kind of fuel in the body, it's going to figure out how to process it.
Absolutely.
Maybe not ideally, but it will get processed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think of how resilient the human body is. Because think about the people that only eat like candy and like cookies and stuff and like just the world's worst quality food, and they're still alive, still functioning.
One of the guys I know when I used to run triathlons, he was a sugar fiend. He just ate like those candy corns. Mm-hmm. He'd buy like the 5-pound bag. That's what he ate. He says, I love sugars. I get energy from it.
Yeah.
And he'd go out and run.
Yeah, that's good. Rot your teeth and give you diabetes, but yeah, it was good.
Working fine.
It's still good. I've headed off across the creek. Camp is directly behind me. So I'm going to climb the ridge in front of me here and probably sit and wait for a little bit, see what I can see. I keep in my shotgun, I've got a slug in the chamber for any big game that might be, I might come across. And then if I should see small game, I'll just eject the slug and follow it immediately behind that is number 4 birdshot, so I can take squirrels or rabbits or whatever it may be if the opportunity should present itself.
Alright, so this morning I came back to the same place I hunted last night, and hasn't been very productive this morning either. A few squirrels, but obviously I'm not going to be able to shoot squirrels with a high-powered rifle. So before I head back to camp, I'm gonna take a little walk and see if I can't find another spot that may be a little more productive.
Look how well the blaze orange works in the woods.
Hey guys, good morning. Out for the morning hunt. The forest is pretty quiet. Been sitting up in a little bit of a tree, not a tree stand, but just in the base of a tree, waiting to hear for some squirrels or something of that nature. But nothing's moving. A couple of turkeys, but we're not allowed to hunt those at the moment. So I'm just in a big stand of white oaks, and we've got a lot of acorns on the ground. I don't know if you can see them or not, but they're throughout here. So I've been collecting a bunch of these, and we'll see if we can maybe roast those up and get some form of food out of those for the boys back at camp. Jason here, OJ they call me. Set up here, trying to get in the evening hunt before we get going to bed tonight. The rest of the guys are back at camp trying to get some firewood for the weekend. True to nature, my release for the bow is somewhere at camp. So this guy is not going to be that easy to use. If we see something big, I'm going to try to just free-hand it, I guess. Try to keep me as quiet as I can. Anyway, back in a little bit.
This patch of woods here is pretty cool because it's got really old, mature, healthy hemlocks, which is rare. Almost all of them are dead in this area now. Gives off a whole kind of different vibe. Reminds me of like the Pacific Northwest a little bit when you get in the thick evergreens.
It does.
Yeah. Oh,
Turkeys, huh?
I was posied up over here, like up on the bank.
Yeah.
I was kind of nodding off. It was just as the sun, that early.
Yeah.
And obviously a turkey came out of the roost, and like when I say crashed, he like crash landed like 10 feet from me. I was freaked out. I was going, my pistol's under all these layers. These bloody bears coming down.
I'm going to die.
And he was just as surprised as I was.
So we've seen some game, just haven't.
So there's movement over there for sure. I think there was maybe two deer in there. I only saw the backside of one, but
There's a ton of sign up there.
Deer hog. Turkey and hog.
so not only is our fire lord
The Lord of the Fire.
The fire lord.
provides the fire,
He also provides the meat.
provides the
So our youngest member of the crew has
succeeded.
he's the only one that's produced anything for us. Got it. Oh yes.
Chocolatey apples.
Chocolatey apples.
It's like Halloween, all comes at Christmas.
We're making a little campfire brew.
What are the ingredients of this?
Yep.
This recipe.
Dirt, nuts, crab apples, and store-bought oatmeal, and some nuts.
What about this?
No, the stick.
Tastes better.
The stick is better. Especially the dirty ones that you find just laying around on the campground.
Is there another kind?
No, that's the perfect kind.
Ooh, that's fancy. Let's do the heavy work with when you don't bring one.
I don't know exactly. I really don't know what to expect, to be honest.
Deliciousness.
Yeah. Could you have brought a more awkward container to?
Well, I had a really good one, but
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
it's in the truck.
It's just not here.
It's not here.
Yeah, that's it. Let's see what you got here.
So a few nuts in here.
couple years is looking a little bit. You got leftover coffee grounds.
There's a little bit of that, but
Nice. This is gonna be really good then.
the bottom of it's pretty burnt because I years ago I cooked. I tried to cook eggs in there.
Yeah.
One of those freeze dried meals.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Didn't go so well.
Yeah.
Try it, Nick.
About to right now.
Is it edible?
Good.
It's edible? Mm-hmm. It'll do?
It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's like a slightly more sour apple pie.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good.
That good. And the Flavor Saver mustache is really getting it done there too. Jason, what do you got? How do you feel about it? Pleased?
Yeah, actually, it's edible.
I heard something when I was sitting there. I just heard like a bunch of noises more like up there.
It's gonna be a good looking spoon. Betty Crocker.
This is something I use every day, even as my profession as a physical therapist, checking out wounds and stuff, and it's really handy working on stuff. It's rechargeable
Got a
via
little
your
USB?
just mini USB. Yeah. 250 lumens. You just push it once and that's it. And it's got if you push it twice, it's a low setting, and you can zoom in on stuff too.
What?
So it can focus too. So
That's awesome. And you
Really
keep that in your
sweet.
pocket every day?
all the time.
Yeah. Nice.
Every day. Probably use this more than I do my pocket knife. Back and have him run.
Peel literally everything straight down off.
There it is.
Look at that. Okay, you can stop there.
Furniture. Furniture.
Can't wait for that seat. My knees waiting for it.
Yeah. This is for you.
This, I think that'd be good. That'd be
Yeah.
fine.
I probably do.
Alright.
Good technique. What do you think of the bench so far?
I like it. It's just a little wobbly. As
Yeah.
long as you're sober, you're fine.
So we've got a lot of fresh sign, turkey sign, which is not in season, but tons of pig sign, like this wallow right here. But so far, between the two of us, we've seen a squirrel.
A squirrel.
You can see its fur imprint. Here's some more very obvious pig sign. Definitely in the area, but haven't seen anything yet. Man, I wish I didn't lose my tripod. I'm really irritated about that.
Find it?
What's that?
You can't find it still?
No, it's gone, man. $20 to the guy that finds it. We knew the rain wouldn't hold out forever. Your hooch here.
Yeah.
Without a filter.
That's right.
It goes with it.
We got our lentils cooking, but one of our legs of our tripod is looking very compromised. And I'm afraid we're going to
It ain't cheap, but
lose
like,
our
me and my
meal
buddy
here in
thought
a second.
about doing it for like elk hunting and stuff. Like one person carried a tent, and one person carried the stove.
Yeah.
The stove is, you know,
Those are the best, aren't they?
I'm loving them.
That's the only kind I wear now.
I just got my first 2 pair of them. And
Oh yeah.
And, you know, I used to have, I used to do a lot of mountaineering, but I always had heavy mountain boots. And I picked these up, and they were like a third of the way.
Yeah.
I said, these aren't going to work. But they're going to destroy.
What are you doing here?
I'm just putting up a ridge line now so I can attach the one edge of my poncho. And after I do that, I can stretch that thing out and actually give myself a little bit of a shelter and stay dry this evening.
Is that a trucker's hitch?
That is. That's what you call a trucker's hitch, buddy. A lot of people spend a lot of time on tent stakes when they have to make them. Like, it's as fast as that. That's a tent stake. They're done. They're sharp enough to go in the ground. They're long enough, they're sturdy enough to get the job done. And on the edge of my poncho, I tie these little loops on the corners of my poncho, so they're ready to go for a stake. You don't have to do this stuff on the fly. It's just ready to rock. They're not in the way. They don't take up any space. They don't get tangled up of anything really, so it's just, why not do it? This is a Helicon poncho. Helicon Tech, I think is what it is. It seems to be pretty good so far. I've had some ponchos that were pretty terrible. I've had some ponchos that are pretty good. The military surplus ones have been pretty good, but they generally are kind of old and they have leaky issues around the seams. This one's brand new, so it seems to be pretty much waterproof. I mean, I could sleep, like last night it didn't rain, and I slept pretty much just like this in my baby bag, covered up like that. No worries, but tonight, it'd just be nice to not have the rain hitting directly on me. Yep. And then I've got the stakes. I love terrible weather. Absolutely love it. the worse the weather, the better. Like that. I'm just gonna tie this to pretty much anything it'll reach.
I wish you'd done a little bit better job with those steaks, man.
I know,
A
right?
little bit better carving.
Yeah, I got a little lazy. Now my kit's all dry. Knock that off. Done.
Done.
Shelter. Finished. If you had to pick 3 items,
Yep.
3 items to bring with you out here, what would they be?
canteen cup,
Yeah,
poncho, ladder.
and a lighter. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Gregory, what do you got? 3 items.
kegerator, the smoker, and a side of beef.
Huh? All good choices, my
All
friend.
good
All
choices.
good choices. What do you got? 3 things you could bring out here, whether they be serious items or
The kegerator.
Let's
kegerator.
see here.
You had to only pick 3. That's it. You only got 3.
All right.
And you got to stay out here for 3 days.
Okay.
In this weather.
All right. A gun, a lighter, a knife.
A gun, a lighter, and a knife. I like it. What do we got, Chris?
I'd like to have
3 days
footage,
in this
actually.
weather.
I was gonna go with a gun as well. A tarp
Yeah.
and a pot.
So a gun, a tarp, and pot.
That's good 3.
All good choices, my friend. All good choices. What do you got? Talk to me. 3 things.
Axe, lighter, and poncho.
Axe, lighter, and a poncho. Axe, lighter, and a poncho. That's good.
Honestly, you do need some kind of tarp or shelter pot.
Me? Let's see. What would I bring? I get 3 items. Seriously, I would bring my poncho, 100%. I would bring a lighter, guaranteed. If I only had to spend 3 days, I wouldn't bring the gun. But if I had to stay a long time, definitely a gun. 3 days, I would bring a metal cup of some sort, for sure. So a lighter, a poncho, and a metal cup.
Yeah,
So Jason,
Yeah.
what is the one thing you cannot fabricate out in the woods?
One thing, a metal container.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
It's like
You can't make that. There's a reason why
that
the
makes
Native Americans
life,
traded for
makes
that.
life
Yeah.
work.
Well, I can make water potable, right? I can boil it, sanitize it, if you will. Make yourself a hot beverage, warm up, cook things in it. You can literally put it in the fire, and you can't make anything that will do that. Jason, how long would it take if I sent you out in the woods with a hatchet to make that metal pot?
It's going to take a while to beat that hatchet into a pot.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. I didn't see it from that angle.
Campfire trick. Brown paper lunch sack. Do you call them sacks? Lunch bag?
Yeah,
lunch
sure.
sacks? 2 strips of bacon and 2 eggs. You take the strip of bacon, the fattier the better, you lay it on the bottom and up the sides of the paper bag. You crack 2 eggs into it and you set it on the coal. Eggs and bacon in a bag, no dishes. Good to go.
It doesn't burn the bag
It
up.
doesn't burn the bag.
Really?
It doesn't burn the bag. It can't be on fire. It has to be on coals.
We need to prove that.
Awesome.
Yeah,
We need to do
I'd
that.
love to try that. I'm gonna try it when I get home.
Such an idiot.
The biscuits and bacon on a stick is really.
Yeah, biscuits, the canned pop
canned
biscuits.
biscuit?
Yeah, you wrap it around the stick,
The Pillsbury
Yeah.
Explode-O-Matics.
and then the bacon wrapped around that, cooked over the fire. That's
It's
pretty good.
Let's try that.
That's real good.
What we used to do is, it's actually called bannock, is the stick bread.
Yeah.
The Indian term is bannock. And you do it, and then we used to, you put it on the stick, and then you pull it out, and then you would cook a hot dog, throw it in there.
Picking a blanket.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's good. Right on.
Tube steak, bannock. Like a samurai sword. Yep.
Samurai sword and fight.
So that's why silk nylon sucks. Every time it gets wet, it stretches and stretches and stretches and stretches. Yeah. Super light, it's waterproof, but I've tightened that thing like 4 times. Good camp.
So it's around 4:30 or so in the afternoon. It gets dark around 5:30 or 6, and it's still just pretty much pouring down rain on us. And hunting is going to be not productive, so we're kind of just hunkered down around the fire and relaxing, getting some socializing, getting some brews going, cooking our lonely squirrel with some lentils and throw some rice and stuff in there. It'll be something hot at least, which will be good. You having fun?
Always.
Yeah. You? Absolutely.
I need to get one of those water trees.
We're just trying to strip the meat off or the flesh off the bones, so it can go a little bit further in the stew.
Not enough to detect. Sure, there's some in there. A little bit. And it gives you a tongue splitter. You gotta make that blood go somewhere.